So, for the majority of the interviews that have been made available now in the Maddie Soto case, you can hop over to Grizzly True Crime, and she has what she calls case files, which are the audio without any narrative. Now, there's a few gaps that I could see, and I was after a few things for my own reference, so I have put together a few of my own videos for my own reference purposes that I thought, well, I might as well just put them out on YouTube for other people to access as well. So in this video, I've put together the 3 witness interviews from the day when Stearns was all over the place with Maddie. So the first interview that you will hear is Alex, the security guard. So he was the guy who was working that day, and Stearns went back to the townhouse and couldn't get the clicker to work. So he talks about that. It's quite a short one. The second interview, because I've done them in consecutive order based on when they were actually done, the second interview is Thomas, who is, of course, the hero who called in the location that he saw Stearns after he had changed his tyre, and who's the reason that Maddie was found so quickly. So we have Thomas's interview second. And the third interview is Walter, which I'm not sure if this has been played very much at all on YouTube. This is another witness who also saw Stearns when he had the flat tyre, or he claims he did, and there's an interview with him. So there's no narrative with these. I've just simply put them back to back so that if you want them for reference purposes, you can find them, you can listen to them, and there's no interruptions.
Today is Wednesday, February 18th. Time is 18:38 hours. Case number 24-011313. And we are here with Alex. How do you say your last name, Alex? Okay. You were working on Monday, the 26th? Okay. Do you remember a resident coming through in a silver Lincoln sedan?
I do remember, but not his face. I talked to him. He showed me his little clicker, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm clicking, it's not working." And then I went and I clicked the button. He went inside, and I just remember there was a woman sleeping beside him with a green shirt.
A green shirt. Okay. Do you remember what time that was around?
In the morning.
In the morning? Okay. What time do you get to work? What time does your shift start?
6 to 2.
6 to 2? Okay. If you had to give a ballpark of what time it was?
Not really.
Okay. Have you seen him before?
No.
No? What about her?
No, because I don't remember his face, so...
Okay. But so he pulled up, because I know you have a resident lane and then the guest lane?
Yeah, he was
So he was in which lane?
The resident.
Okay. And he had a clicker with him,
yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, it's not working." Okay. Did you get a good look at the girl at all?
No.
No. Could you tell age or gender, race, anything like that? No. Okay. But you said she was wearing something green.
Yeah, and she was apparently sleeping, kind of like this.
Okay. Did she say anything?
No.
No. Okay. And he didn't say anything else?
No.
Did he seem to be acting normal, or did he seem nervous at all?
No, normal.
Normal?
Yeah, I didn't notice, I was even with a car here on the cone, and I went there, but he was normal. He's just "Hey, my clicker's not working." I'm like, "Oh."
Okay. Did you see the car again that day?
No.
No.
When you walked up to the car, did you walk up to the driver's side of the car or the passenger side of the car?
The driver.
So which direction was her face?
To the other.
So
So-
she was facing like the
Like the
passenger
driver here, yeah.
passenger window, so her head was turned away from you.
Like this.
Could you see her hair? Did she have any like blanket or anything on her?
I saw her. No, she didn't have blankets. She had just like her hair, like this.
Okay. So covering like maybe
Yeah.
half of her face?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I couldn't see her face. It was just like turned with the hair like this.
Did you see her move at all?
No.
Okay. She was just still. Okay.
All right. Of interview at 18:41 hours. Okay. Case number 24-011313. Alex, in regards to our last interview, could you raise your right hand for me?
Like that?
Like this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you swear to affirm that everything you told me today is the truth?
Yes.
Would you testify to it in court if you ever had to?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we taking you out of work?
No, I work for myself. So
Oh, okay.
kinda get
So you take your own breaks.
yeah.
Awesome. All right, the time or the date is March 4th, 2024. Time is 3:09 p.m. We are at the Kissimmee Police Department in reference to case number 24001896. Person present are myself, Detective Morris, Detective Smallwood, and what's your first name?
Thomas.
Thomas?
Yes, sir.
And last name. All right, before we can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear and affirm that the statement you're about to give is the truth, nothing but the truth to the best of your knowledge, so help you God?
Yes, sir. So help me God.
All right, perfect. Put your hand down. All right, so we've talked a little bit on the phone that you called in information about a current investigation that the police are working. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you made that call, why did you call the police? Let me ask you that.
So I know I gave my information of what I saw that day to Crime Line.
Okay.
And they told me it was too vague.
Okay.
And so that's when I went out and took pictures of where I saw him.
How did you know that's what you were looking for?
I saw your guys' post
Okay.
that morning
Okay.
of the car and his face.
Okay.
And the car, where the spare tire was and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
The spare tire was on the same exact side of that car and everything. It was a Lincoln that I passed on Hickory
Okay.
Tree. There's not much traffic that goes on in Hickory Tree, but there is, more picking up right now. So when I saw him on the side there, I kind of was like, whatever. That's a kind of convenient spot to break down, because it's kind of in a driveway, but it kind of sucks that you're kind of in the middle of nowhere,
Right.
But I called that into Crime Line, and they told me that I didn't have the license plate of his car because he was facing me, going towards Harmony.
Okay.
I was going away from Harmony, going towards St. Cloud on Hickory Tree.
Okay.
Old Hickory Tree, I'm sorry. So I called that into Crime Line. They told me I didn't have his license plate number, and I didn't have his address exactly of where he was. So it was too vague, and thank you, but have a good day, and they hung up on me. So that's when I took the pictures of where I saw him. When I came back, Osceola and St. Cloud were starting their search right off of Nolte and Old Hickory Tree near the mobile and the construction site, and there's an abandoned house on the left.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled over, and there's traffic going, everyone's slowing down, but I flagged one of the sergeants over. He came over, and I showed him the picture of where I saw him. And I showed him, I could show you the pictures too. It's the red shipping container, because that's the best way I could explain it, because there's no mailbox, there's no address. So the red shipping container is where he was parked in front of that, that area. So he sent me down to the abandoned school that's on Old Hickory Tree. They do, I guess, their police training there for the past year. So he sent me into the second parking lot where I spoke to an investigator named Donna. I don't remember her last name, but I'm pretty sure it started with a C.
Sita?
That sounds about right. And I airdropped her the photos. And then an hour later, they were at that same exact spot saying this is where they found her.
Okay. All right. So you're from St. Cloud.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to assume, but are you familiar with the St. Cloud area?
Yes, sir.
Have you grown up there and
Yes,
stuff
sir.
like that?
Yes.
Okay. So Old Hickory Tree goes from, say, 192, where it passes
Back to 192.
Nolte, all the way back to 192.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I just lived off the corner of Old Hickory Tree with my ex-fiance for the past 2 years now.
Okay.
So I lived a little bit past the fire station.
Okay.
On that corner right there.
So you said you were coming from
Harmony.
St. Cloud, the Harmony side.
Yeah, the Harmony side from Harmony coming back.
So it'd be going north.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Eventually be going north.
It goes south for a bit, but then loops back around to going north.
Okay. So when you come upon this guy changing his tire, okay, is as you're going north, is he on the left side of the road or right side of the road? Left side of the road. Okay. And you also mentioned there was a red shipping container. Was that shipping container close to the road, or?
It's in my opinion, it's more in the middle of the field, on the left-hand side of which we was parked. So I came around the corner, and there's another little curve, and then it's a little straightaway that we were on. Okay, that's where I saw him. He was by his driver door at that time, and he had a hat like mine but backwards, but it was like a yellowish, greenish, brown color, like light yellow, light green, brown.
Do you remember what color shirt he was wearing?
Black.
Okay.
I want to say he had blue jeans on, but I don't have much description of the jeans or the like shoes, because when I got up to him, there was another car coming out on his side, coming towards us. He had a tire iron in his hand. There was no jack out that I could see. There was no other tire out that I could see. The spare tire was already on the car, and he had a tire iron out. And by then, and as I'm passing him, he squats down at the back rear tire where the spare tire is on with the tire iron. And as he squats, he looks up, and we make eye contact as I drive by him.
Okay.
And that's kind of how I knew it was him, because I had to slow down just because we're on a 2-lane road.
Okay.
I don't want to say the speed limit there is like 50, so I slowed down to about 40. When I passed him. So, yeah, the eye contact is what really did it for me. Not only the silver car with the spare tire exactly where it was, but the eye contact.
Okay. This is not the scale. So this is going to be Hickory Tree Road. So say the middle of the road. This is going to be going north the way you were traveling. Okay. There's little driveways that go each way, both into cattle fields or whatever. Okay.
Well, this side has bamboo. This side has bamboo where they found her.
Okay.
I took pictures facing towards this way because that's where I saw him.
So I'm going to draw your car here. That's going to show you driving north.
Okay.
Okay. So just draw a square where his car was parked. Okay. And the front of his car is going to be on this side or that side? Okay. Now, can you draw an X where you saw him standing? Okay. And are you saying the spare tire was on this side, or that's where you saw him?
He was there right next to the spare tire.
Okay. Was the spare tire
already on the car?
Spare tire was already on the car.
On the car. There's no other tire here. There's no jack to put up or jack stands to put under the car. He was just standing there with a tire iron. Well, kneeled down. He kneeled down by that point of me passing him, and looks at me. He has a tire iron in his hand too. Okay.
Okay. Was his trunk open or closed?
Closed. I didn't see anybody else in the vehicle either. So this kind of just left my mind until a few days later until I saw, the picture of him. And then I have the time from when I texted a client too, because he was on Alligator Lake. That's why I was heading this way.
Okay.
I just left Harmony to go to Alligator Lake, because it was at 1:20 when I texted him that I am 20 minutes away. I'm leaving, not that I'm leaving Harmony, but I am 20 minutes away.
Okay.
So when I saw the time frame of what you guys gave from 1:10 to 1:35, I'm like, this was definitely him.
Okay. What time? So if you actually, real quick, before we get rid of this, can you just initial up here for me? And the date, which would be the 4th.
Today is
3. Yeah. So, all right. So you're saying you're leaving the Harmony area to go to a client's house on Alligator Lake, which is north of where this is.
Yes, sir.
You saw him. Okay. So what time do you think you passed when he was changing his tire?
So when I texted the client that I'm 20 minutes away.
Where were you when you texted this client?
I was in Harmony.
Okay.
And I was about to turn onto 192, or not about to turn onto 192, but I was coming the wrong way through Harmony. And I was like, okay, I I meant to stop at the gas station, so I went back through Harmony, stopped at the Sunoco there, and when I left the Sunoco is when I saw him. Okay. That Monday. So the Sunoco is right there in front of Harmony High School.
Okay.
So I can go back and kind of try to see what time I was at the Sunoco.
No, we'll worry about that.
Okay.
Did you get gas there, or just go inside to get something?
I want to say I got a hot dog and like a beer for later.
Okay. But you went inside to get that stuff?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Remember what you were wearing? I mean, I can pick you out from a...
I want to say I was wearing a bright green shirt with this cap.
All right, so you left that Sunoco, went down to Hickory Tree. That's when you got on Hickory Tree to go north, or to go to your next client.
Yes, sir. I turned at the light, got on 192, then hopped onto Hickory Tree going back.
Okay, so when you come out of Sunoco, to get to Hickory Tree, turn right or left?
You turn left.
Okay, then how do you turn on the Hickory Tree from there?
You have to turn into the turning lane, and then you have to cross back over 192, like that are going.
So you're making another left.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. All right. So when you pass this guy, you come down to the set of officers. You see officers hanging out there as you're.
No, there's no officers there.
When did you find this search? Oh, so Wednesday is the one when you saw.
Wednesday morning. No, it had to been when you guys were doing your search on Friday, because I had my son with me. I get my son on the weekends, so I had my son with me, and I want to say Friday morning is when I saw the post about the car and the picture of him, and that's when my heart sunk and I realized who it was. So when I called Crime Line, they hung up on me, told me too vague. I put my son inside the car seat, and then my friend lives right over on the corner from me, so I picked him up to come with me to go take pictures. And so I would say Friday. I have timestamps on my phone, says 3:45, 3:46.
Okay.
And then when I came back through is when I gave the photos.
Okay. So when you talked to Donna, obviously you provided a statement to her as well. I think she said she talked to you for a little bit.
She did talk to me, but I didn't write anything down for them.
Okay, that's fine.
The most she got was my first, last name, and my phone number.
Okay. But you airdropped the pictures of this area where you saw this guy.
Yes, I still have the three photos on my phone.
Is there any way that you could email me those photos?
Yeah.
You live by Deer Run?
Not anymore. I live off of Narcoossee now.
Is that the fire station you were referring to?
Yes. Okay. So when they were asking me questions about where exactly this is at, they're like, is it before Deer Run? Is it before Nolte? And I'm like, way after.
And you knew that because you're familiar with that area?
Yeah. I grew up in this area, and I've been going back and forth now. I've been doing work in Harmony for the past 3 to 4 years, mowing grass. I'm sorry, what's your email?
It's Mark, M-A-R-K. And I'm pretty sure Donna told me she already had the pictures and she was going to do what they do with them, but just so I have a record of them as well.
I got a couple questions.
Yeah.
Thomas, when you were driving by him, I know you said you slowed down a little bit.
Yes, sir.
It didn't come to a complete stop?
No, sir. There was no sense to. I did have the thought in my head about asking him if he needed help changing his tire, but there was no other spare tire, there was no jack, he just had the tire iron, and plus the new tire was on the car, so I'm like, man's got it. And
how would you describe the way he looked? Did he look flustered, normal?
More, it had this scared face to him, like it was just, and like the eyes, just more like a sadness to his eyes, so like I said, nothing about it made it seem off to me, just passed him, he seemed like somebody that just broke down, so but then after later remembering everything, I'm like, no, he didn't even have spare tire, no jack, no car stand, like little car stands to be able to put the car down, anything like that. So that got me too. So now it kind of just replays that she might have been in that trunk as I pass. and it also replays that she was right behind me when I'm taking the photos of the storage container, saying he was parked right here. I did just email the.
Okay, perfect.
Was he only by the car when you saw him?
Yeah, he was only by the car. We're saying address not found.
Oh, you put 3 M's.
Oh no. My bad.
What'd you ask?
If he was only by the car?
Yes, sir. I only saw him by the car. There was another vehicle approaching us on his side going towards Harmony. And I believe that was a black, newer Expedition. But I'm not too sure between the Expeditions and the Explorers. Or the Explorers actually is what you guys drive. So it was an Expedition because it was like a 4-door, bigger box truck, you know.
Okay.
I know you said the trunk was closed. Were any of the other doors open?
No, I only saw him open his, well, not open it, but I saw him close his driver door. So I don't know if he exactly just got there whenever I made that turn or not, but I saw him close his driver door when I was approaching him, and he was walking towards the back of the car, and by the time I got to him, he was kneeling and looking at me when I was driving by him.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure you already said it, but I'll ask again. Did you see anyone else with him?
No, sir. I didn't see anybody inside the vehicle. I didn't really get a good look in the windows, but I did not see anybody else, like their head or anything like that inside the window.
So nobody outside with him either?
No, none of that either.
Did you see anybody walk in either on either side, coming north or south from where he was?
I'm sorry. No. From north or south, there was nobody walking. I didn't see anybody with him. He was just by himself. He really looked like somebody that was kind of changing his tire, but kind of just finished up. But again, kind of also looks like he just got there because that front door.
All right, so we're going to get somebody else to come in here and show you these pictures. So give us a minute. I'll be right back, okay?
All right. I guess last question. Did he appear, his clothes, what state would you say? Normal, dirty, clean? Remember anything specific about that?
He was wearing a black shirt. So with the black shirt that he was wearing inside his mugshot was like the closest I could say that I like looked at the material. So I don't know if he even changed his clothes like when it came to that mugshot and that, or if he just re-wore a short, if he has multiple of the shirts. So he didn't look dirty. He didn't look like he just walked through anything. He didn't have any stickers all over him. I didn't see any of that.
Could you tell if he was sweaty or anything like that?
No, he kind of looked like he just got out of his car, you know. Where I couldn't say that because, I don't know if he has AC in his car, but, he didn't have a jacket on, he had these jeans, so, yeah, I'm sorry for just trailing.
That's okay. So you only saw the spare tire that's on his car. You didn't see an additional, the original tire that would be on it?
There was no original tire that would be on it, and there was no car jack, no car stand or anything like that. Just what he was using to change the tire was the iron. It was like a 4.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, but give us 1 second.
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm okay. Alright, so I'm going to do a photo lineup, okay? I have some instructions to read to you, okay? Alright, so you're going to be asked to view a group of photos of individuals, okay? It is just as important to clear, if you want to read it as well, clear innocent persons from suspicion as to identify guilty parties. The person of interest may or may not be in this photo lineup, and the photos are not in any particular order. Okay? I do not know whether the person being investigated is included in the group. Individuals presented in the photo group may not appear exactly as they did on the day of the incident because features such as head and facial hair are subject to change. You should not feel like you have to make an identification. If you do identify someone, I will have you designate the photograph of the person you have identified. Regardless of whether you make the identification, we will continue to investigate the incident. The photos will be shown to you simultaneously and are not in any particular order. Take as much time as you need to examine the photos. Since this is an ongoing investigation, you should not discuss the identification procedures or results. Okay? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm going to have you initial right here. Okay? Thank you. And so I'm going to leave this pen with you. You can circle the page. Okay? I'm going to go out there, so you can take as much time as you need. Okay? Whenever you're ready, you can knock on the door and let me know that you're ready. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. No. That was quick. All right, so the photo lineup I was shown consisted of how many photos?
6.
Okay. Go ahead and write that. Were you able to identify them?
The one person, yeah, I don't know who the other people were.
Okay, so just check mark there. Make a check mark.
Okay.
And then what number was it? Okay. And this is the person who did what? Or that you saw what?
Am I able to go over to, or not?
Yeah. That's okay, just put it on the side. That's all right. Okay.
What day was last Monday?
Mm-hmm. 26. Okay. And then your signature right here. Awesome. And then the date.
Today's the 4th.
You are correct. Okay. Thank you so much. What was your name again? I'm sorry.
Thomas.
Carrie. All right. Just wait here, and I'm sure.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions for us?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. So, like I told you over the phone, all I can do is ask. If media reaches out to you, anybody reaches out to you about this case, refer them to us.
That's what I did.
Try not to answer any questions.
She tried saying that, like, oh, you don't need the permission to give an interview, and I'm like, I don't want to interfere with their investigations, so I won't talk to anybody.
Yeah, like I said, I can't tell you what to do. All I can do is ask.
I'm not going to be looking to reach out to anybody, but if anybody reaches out, that's what I'll do. I advise them to you.
All right, the time is 3:34 p.m. We're going to conclude this interview. All right, the date is March 20, 2024. The time is 1:56 p.m. Myself, Detective Morris, Detective Smallwood. We're at 4. Reference case number 24001896. Detective Morris.
How you doing, sir?
Nice to meet you. So first name's Walter,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Okay, and last name? All right, I got a phone call from, I'm assuming your wife?
Yes,
yesterday?
Yeah.
And saying that you possibly have seen the news about the missing girl that was found deceased in St. Cloud.
Yes.
And she's told me that you were possibly in the area and saw something on Monday the 26th. Is that right? Okay, what did you see?
All right. Coming home from 192 on Hickory Tree, I observed that gray vehicle. Lincoln is it?
Okay.
With a black rear tire. He was on the side of the road.
Okay.
Stooping down in the back, looking at the tire, which I found odd.
Okay.
So normally, I just blew it off. But that was around 12:30.
Around 12:30. Okay. How confident are you that it was 12:30?
Pretty good, because that day it was the lawns aren't really grown yet. So I just usually check my customers, and I came down, I forget the name of the street there. But anyway, got on to Hickory Tree Road. I'm going home, and I have a client just a block away from where I saw this character.
Okay.
Yeah, I said, well, I'm not going to cut it. So it was around 12:30. It was a quick run that day.
Where was your client? Is on one of the side streets over there, or?
He's further down.
Further down.
Yeah.
Okay. When you passed this vehicle, was the vehicle facing as if it was driving towards 192 or back into town in St. Cloud?
192, correct. 192.
What Hickory Tree Road are you talking about? Because there's a couple of different ones.
Okay.
It's the same one, but it's different.
I know, it's weird. Old Hickory Tree comes into Hickory. Like
We talking about Old Hickory by Harmony? Coming through Harmony?
I'm talking right here in St. Cloud.
192?
Yeah, 192.
The one by, there's a 7-Eleven? Or the one by the Wawa?
Got a piece of paper, I'll show you. This is
what if I give you a map?
Yeah. Because if you go out here to Deer Run, take a right, that's where he dumped the body off.
Okay.
If you take a left, that's where he was stopped. And where I saw him, I was coming home this way. Back to Deer Run.
Okay. We're obviously here.
Yeah.
You come out to Deer Run, you take a right.
Yeah.
Okay. Hickory Tree here.
Correct. Old Hickory Tree, you gotta find.
So you went by the elementary school, right?
Nope.
That's the south.
Deer Run, Hickory Tree. Then you're gonna, on the left will be Old Hickory Tree.
Okay, so you've come up, you take a right on Deer Run, you go out to Hickory Tree, you go all the way up.
Left.
Left on the Nolte, then to get back on Old Hickory Tree?
No, don't even go on Nolte. Not even near it. Old Hickory Tree is before Nolte.
So it goes back in towards the new development back there.
Yeah. Now I'm going to, on the right-hand side, they just put in a single-wide trailer house back there. You'll see it's all brand new. It's before that. And the day that they thought he was in the dump trailer next to that, that's when we drove by and saw all the activity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's before that. And I'm going to tell you, there's a speed signs, 45 miles an hour. He was dead stopped right there. And I found it weird. He was stooping down looking at his tire.
Do you remember what he was wearing?
Just a black face. I couldn't tell because it was like, there's somebody in trouble or something. I thought, just.
So you said the person that you saw had a black face?
Yeah.
So you're saying he's
African American? Yeah, beardish, black.
Oh,
black
okay.
beard,
Could you tell if he is white, black, Spanish?
No, could not tell.
Okay.
Is he Spanish? I don't know if he is or not, but.
Jeans, shorts, short sleeves, long sleeves?
Stooping down like this, looking at the tire.
Okay.
So you couldn't see, but just he was looking at that tire, and I just found it weird that he was stooped in the back like that. There was no jack out, there was no instruments of that nature, just crouching down, like hiding.
So the black tire that you saw,
yeah.
Could you tell if it was a regular tire, spare tire?
It's one of those donuts.
A donut.
Yeah, just like they showed on TV, that black donut tire. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you realize that the two possibly were connected?
We went out to eat that night, and there's all the police activity, detectives on looking at that dump trailer. Mm-hmm. My wife says, "Oh, it's that girl they found her." I says, "What are you talking about? I didn't even know. I didn't know what was going on."
Okay. And then, any idea why it took you guys a few days to call?
Because
authorities? Everybody
had called in and saw he was already getting caught. This character, they caught him. They locked him up, and I had no thought that he was involved. I says tomorrow, yeah, I saw that guy. Mm-hmm. Just casually talking. It was, I think, Tuesday, but Monday we drove by the trailer house. You want to take a drive up there? I can show
I'm confused as to where you're.
Yeah, I
you
know.
go out Deer Run, right?
Yes, sir.
Take a left on Hickory Tree.
Yes, sir.
Then where are you going from there?
You're headed towards 192, but Old Hickory Tree is before he stops. Okay, he stopped right after Old Hickory Tree. It comes into Hickory Tree. You want to go up there? I'll show you exactly where it is.
Well, I mean, I grew up on that road. Give me a landmark as to where.
Landmark. Should the one before that is going to be that, like I told you, that new trailer house going in. It's just a real.
I believe it's that goes
quick.
back to where Charlie and all them live. Whatever that subdivision is.
Yeah, I know the name. I can't think of it. So let's just take a look here.
How long have you lived out here?
Oh,
where it used to be Orange
20.
Groves?
20 years. More than that. Since 92. How long you been here? All your life?
Mm-hmm.
Whereabouts you live?